Now, this wine is interesting to me for several reasons. One is that I really love Alto Adige, because Alto Adige is this strange borderline region of Italy where people speak German, and they are very diplomatically calling themselves German-speaking Italians, but of course ethnically they are Austrians. I love this region because it seems to do so many things well. Normally wine regions specialize in a grape variety, in a style, but if you go to the Dolomites, to Alto Adige, they make a wide range of grape varieties at really supremely high levels of quality. You can have world-class Sauvignon Blanc in one of the wineries, then you move on, they have great Gewürztraminer. And I think the most underrated grape variety, not only in Alto Adige, but anywhere in the world, honestly, is probably Pinot Blanc, Pinot Bianco. This is now changing. I think people are starting to notice Pinot Bianco is so very useful on your dinner table, is so very useful in a restaurant. It is fresher than Chardonnay. It is more textural and more engaging than Sauvignon Blanc. And I can see a renaissance of this grape anywhere in the world. But honestly, anybody who grows Pinot Bianco can really learn from the Alto Adige, because it's probably the best examples of this grape made anywhere, and especially this wine. This wine was judged by Gambero Rosso, the best white wine of Italy, a few years back. I think it was the 2012 vintage. So this is quite an accolade, because you have the great white wines of Friuli, you have the great white wines of Campania, and even in Alto Adige, normally you would rather promote Sauvignon Blanc or Gewürztraminer. So this is their special selection. This is a wine that ages 8 months in large oak, very concentrated. For me, the point of this wine is really the intensity and the depth of flavor. Pinot Bianco, Pinot Blanc is never really a showstopper, okay? This is not really something that sort of impresses you on the first attempt. It's not so very aromatic, but it is more about the tactile impression on the palate, the texture, the breadth. It's got battery notes, but also good acidity, higher than Chardonnay. It's a related family of grapes. So I think really a fascinating wine, and also ages very well. You might be familiar with the Terlano white wines, Cantina Terlano, that can age for 30, 40 years, and most often when they are based on Pinot Blanc. But also Sirmian has a great track record. But this is a harder wine to match convincingly, I think. Camille, no?
Good morning, everyone. I'm really happy to see so many faces and a great producer in one room. That's really a pleasure. We can speak next to you. And I'm really happy that we show the Pinot Bianco Sirmian by NALS MARGREID, not the Pinot Grigio, because the Pinot Grigio grabs all of the attention in Alto Adige, and the Pinot Bianco is just in the shadow. Over here, there is a really, as Wojciech said, the top example of the Pinot Bianco. The wine is very textured, a little bit fatty, but still with a great acidity. It's not very difficult to match such a great wine with the food. Even most of the people was yesterday in the gala dinner, and there was one dish, the citrus with kohlrabi, which was served by chef of Kieliszki na Chorzej, and Paweł choosing the wine. Paweł chose the Grüne Veltliner, if I remember, the Hohenberg. Riesling by Echmose. But my choice was the Sirmian Pinot Bianco, because the texture of the wine, the great acidity, can go in well and cut through the fatness in the throat. I don't think so. That is a wine which is very difficult with the matching with the food. That's really pleasant wine.
This is sometimes my secret weapon when I don't know how to match food and wine. I remember we had a matching workshop at one of the top restaurants here in Warsaw, and we have a very nice but very hard to match risotto with shrimps. And they added typically some cream to the risotto. In Italy, if you do this, it's death penalty, but in Poland, sometimes people do to enhance the texture, but it makes the food pairing very difficult. And I remember we went through maybe 10 or 12 wines, oak Chardonnay, Greco, whatever, and then I was thinking of maybe Pinot Bianco, and this was the wine that did the trick, because it's got this very hidden power, this hidden extract, The extract is helping the wine to age, and is also helping with those most difficult matches when you have something really very consistent on your plate.